All right. Um, what's up, guys? Man, it has been a while since I've been on in front of a camera, in front of this incredible book right here, with lots of stories, lots of tradition, lots of history, lots of lessons, and lots of instructions on how to do things. And of course, I'm talking about the good book, the Bible, the Holy Bible. And I guess what I want to start doing is posting videos about Scripture. Going through it, my understanding of it. Oftentimes we do things and we don't get a chance to really share with the world nowadays. Everybody's caught up on entertainment and um, you know kind of forgotten about education, right? Of course, if you can merge, bring the two together, that's the best way to do it. Entertainment and education. Of course, education being the most important. But what I want to do is start where I left off, I guess, in a sense, and get back to it. I mean, I haven't been away from it myself. I've just been away from the camera, but I've been diving into this thing. And in the past, I was just kind of going through different books and what I was reading and what I was understanding, and most of it was the New Testament. And my experience when I decided I wanted to change my life around, give my life to God. It was very difficult because I didn't know what steps to take. It's just like anything. If you don't have someone necessarily guiding you or giving you instructions or the how to, you're kind of all over the place. And so I went to individuals that I trusted, that I know that had that are in the book. That they really studied this thing. This I hate to say this thing, but this book that was given to us by God. And I just asked a whole bunch of questions, and I'm still asking questions. So what I want to do is start in the Old Testament. um, Typically, this is my experience, that if you ask where you should start, people will say the New Testament, right? And they'll probably say they'll say the Gospel of John, right? The Gospels. I used to say the same thing too, without really getting without pushing back on anything. It was just like, okay, let me learn who Jesus is, and that's in fact the route that I wanted to go. So I didn't push back on that. And what I was told was that if you learn and understand why Jesus was here, who Jesus was, everything around it, the past and moving forward, you'll get a better understanding of it. And I still think that's true. However, now I'm in a position where I've read the Gospels a few times, and I want to go back, Old Testament. I've been watching tons of YouTube videos on um, you know um, scholars, guys that really really are about this, and you know all flawed, of course, but follow it, understand it, know it, have their interpretation, and can articulate that from all walks of life. I know the big thing now is the Hebrew Israelites. Been watching a lot of their videos. A lot makes sense to me. What they're talking about, then you got the Christian side, and that a lot makes sense to me. Little variations in some things, but I think uh, essentially we got the same message. Just it's with the Hebrew Israelites, they're talking more of who the individuals are. Like they focus more on that. And I know that there's a Bible verse, a scripture verse. I'll have to look it up, honestly. Like I don't remember it, but it was somewhere along the lines like, not to, what was it, Titus. Titus 3:9. Avoid foolish questions and endless genealogies and contentions, um, and strivings about the law. So that's just kind of like warning you. But that's in the New Testament, because there are some people that are proud, and they you know if you're the chosen, you're the chosen, right? So what I want to do is, I kind of want to go through the Old Testament, and you know, this video I'm going to only do um, Genesis 1, right? And I'm going to read this along with you, kind of give you my understanding of it. Hopefully, this helps you out, and you can read along with me. And I have the King James version. It's the only version I've ever really had. Took me a while to kind of get an understanding for the way it's spoken, but you just gotta have patience with it. You gotta want to understand the way it's spoken, and how it's talking to you. But it's doable, very very doable. You just gotta give yourself some time, and give uh, turn yourself into it. You know what I mean? Like, just really get into this thing. So, all right. So, and then the first book, obviously Genesis, it was written by Moses. So, chapter 1, verse 1, or chapter 1, 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Right. So, uh, I I want to stop there, and I want to make uh, I want to be specific on that. That in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. So oftentimes, I know in the past, I would hear people say the heavens and the earths, like multiple, like plural. But this is why it's key and very important for you to actually physically get in the book and see for your eyes what it's saying. You'll miss a lot still if you're kind of just trying to read through it, but take your time with it again, right? So, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and the earth was without form and void. So, it didn't have a shape, um, and it was empty. It was emptiness, right? And darkness was upon the face of the deep, right? So there was darkness. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. So that we learn already by then there was waters at that point when he made it, right? So we can say maybe water was the first thing that he created, right? I mean, after obviously the heaven and the earth, he created the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. So there was darkness, there was water, and then there was light. So we will find significance in that. There's the reason for everything, but we will find significance in that. And hopefully, as you read along with me, we'll catch that together. So, all right. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. So now it's divided, right? So now we have daytime, and we have or have daylight and nightfall. Um, and God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. All right. So very very key right there, that if you look at and you as you read, right, this is something that I learned as well, that as you read, and you understand the context of um, how days, where they started, where they ended, in more specifically when Jesus was carrying his cross, and when he was going to be put to death, when he was at the Garden Gethsemane and all that. When evening falls, that's actually considered already the next day, right? So I know for us, we're on a 24-hour span, right? So midnight, it's already the next day. For them, it would be 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. whenever there was nightfall. So that's when, the day started. So it didn't start at midnight. It actually started on whenever nightfall happened. So if nightfall was Sunday at 8 p.m., that was technically Monday already, right? So I know it's a little difficult to catch, but you'll understand as we go. You'll understand as we go. All right. So, and God said, "Let there be a ferment in the midst of the waters," and He let it divide the waters from the waters. I'm sorry. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." So let's look up real quick firmament. That way we're not wrong. All right. So as I just Google firmament, firmament means the heavens or the sky, especially when regarded as a tangible thing. So thunder shakes the firmament, a sphere or world viewed as a collection of people. Doesn't really answer it. So, in biblical cosmology, the firmament is a vast solid dome. Okay, so it was a dome. So there was a dome that divided the waters, right? That's safe to say. So it's maybe north and south. That's what divided. So, there is a theory, or there is people that say, we're in a dome. The Earth is not necessarily flat, but it's not a sphere, or a sphere like a ball kind of thing. Like how the popular belief is. Maybe I can put a photo up here. But firmament would be something solid that divided waters, right? All right. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. Okay, so here we go. As we read, we'll find out what the firmament was. And God called the firmament heaven, right? So he divided heaven from the waters, or earth. And the evening and the morning were the second day. So again, we see evening and the day were the second day, right? So when evening fell, we're in the second day. All right. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together upon one place, and let the dry land appear." So now we get land mass appearing, right? And it was so. So one thing that I want to point out is that it's always God said. So once God said, he said, let the waters, as he's saying, let these things happen. It was so, right? And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. So earth and the seas, this is what he's creating. Okay. All right. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth." And it was so. Okay, so let's read that again. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass." Okay, so now we got grass, right? And the herb yielding seed. So there was herb that had a seed. And the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself. Okay, so now we have herb that yield the seed, right? That has a seed, and we have a fruit tree. So we have maybe multiple fruit trees, right? So, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind. So many different fruit trees, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed is in itself. So he made the fruits that had the seeds within themselves. So every single fruit right now is on the land that has a seed that we can think of right now, um, that is on the face of this earth. Pretty much all the fruits that have seeds in them. All right, upon the earth, and it was so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And that evening, the evening and the morning were the third day. So again, we're seeing the pattern, right? So I don't know when, when this happened in history where we decided. I mean, I'm sure we could Google it, but when we decided that we were going to start the day at midnight versus when nightfall came, because again, that was the next day. So it's almost like we allowed nightfall to be within the same day for some time, and then, all right, now we've let nightfall happen for 4 or 5 hours. Okay, now that's nightfall. So um, I know that could probably be a little weird if you live in different parts of the world, Alaska particularly, uh, where it's like daylight almost all the time. But we want to be specific. We want to know exactly what we're talking about. And here we're going to learn where this is all occurring, right? Um, okay, so the evening and the morning were the third day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years." Okay, now I'm understanding. Firmament meaning stars at this point, right? At this point, firmament of the heaven to divide day from night. So now this firmament that they're referring to has to be stars, because if we look at it, let there be lights in the firmament. So let there be lights in the heaven, so in the sky. So firmament, we can we can we could agree, I guess, that firmament means the sky, right? So that's what's dividing um, um, the earth, the sky, right? Heaven. All right. Um, so he. Okay, where are we? Okay, 15. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and it was so. So yeah. So those are the stars. Okay. And God made two great lights. And now we're getting good. Okay, God made two great lights. The greater light to rule the day, we know that's the sun, and the lesser light to rule the night. We know that's the moon. Okay, he made the stars also. Okay. He made the stars also. Okay, so we may be wrong. We may be wrong in the firmament being the lights in the firmament. But we'll continue reading. I mean, we'll come back to that. I'll make another video on that just to be specific on that, if I'm wrong on that, okay? And so he also made the stars, okay? And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. Okay, so he made the stars, put them in the firmament of the heaven, so the sky. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. All right. Again, and the evening and the morning were the fourth day. All right. And God said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven." Okay. So moving creature that hath life. Okay. So now he's making some animals, right, on the earth that walk on the surface of the earth, right? And fowl that may fly above, and now he's making birds. Okay. And God created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind. Okay, so he made all the fishes as well, and everything else in the sea. Abundantly. Okay, forth abundantly after their kind. And every winged fowl after his kind, and God saw that it was good. So he made multiple birds, not just one species, multiple. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. So he's allowing all these creatures to multiply. He's giving them instructions. This is what you have to do. You have to multiply. Okay. And then the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creatures after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beast of the earth after his kind. And it was so. So he's making all these animals now on earth. Okay. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and the cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let us make man in our image. Okay, this is the most epic, most talked about, tried to, they try to break it down and, understand and just the mystery of it, because there's, what does it mean? It says, and God said, let us make man in our image. So we get stuck there and let us. All right. So us meaning in Christianity, Catholicism also believes that. I can't say that Hebrew Israelites or Jews believe in that. I'm not too sure. But I know that Christianity and Catholicism do believe in the Trinity, the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit, right? So that could be that. But we'll read along and we'll find out what that means as we go. So let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So we have dominion. We rule all these animals on the earth. That's what he's creating man for, right? So God created man in his own. Now, there's a confusion, right? So God created man in his. So now we know that God is a man. All right. There's a confusion of people. Oh, God is this. God is that. God is divine. God is a man. God is a his. We're clear on that. Okay. God is his. So God created man in his own image. Okay. In the image of God created he man. So he created man. Male and female created he them. Okay. So this is where people will interpret, well, he made God, he made man and female, so he's both. And once again, as we read, we will find out. We don't stay there, because what has to happen when you're studying the Bible, you have to cross-reference. You have to go from here to this book to that book to bring this point alive, right? You can't just stay there, and it's, because you can manipulate and have this say whatever you want it to say, but you have to cross-reference, right? Or have to cross-reference, and the Bible verifies itself. Okay. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply. So he also instructed us to be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish and sea, and over the fowl of the earth, of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. There we go. Those are our instructions at inception, right? At creation, at that was our instructions right there. Okay. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, all right, which is upon the face of this earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. Okay, so he's given us herb, he's given us fruits, right? To you it shall be for meat. So we're not even eating meat at this time. We're not even meat eaters. We're just fruit and herbs. That's we're vegetarians, right? We're what's the other one? I can't think of what it's called, but ah, lost of words, guys. Sorry, but strictly vegetables and herbs. Okay. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that is creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat, and that is so. So he's telling us every herb is for meat. Okay. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. So now we're getting into the sixth day. So, guys, you see as you go and you read. So this video, I want it to be specifically as it's the first video that I'm coming back. I wanted to kind of just go through the first, the first book, the first verse, and line by line, show you how lengthy and how in depth just that first chapter is, you know. And this is how you have to read the Bible. You have to really read it very slow, you know, dive into this thing and try to get an understanding for it. And it's not like you're going to read it and, you know, because you'll get on the Bible app, you'll get on, so many other YouTube channels and programs that they'll say, oh, read this, read that. And it's like, you're reading two or three chapters, one chapter maybe, but then it's like, are they giving you what questions are they asking you about this? Like, you can read the Bible. So, okay, well, let me backtrack. Let me say this. If you go to the Bible looking for something, whatever it is that you're looking for, you're going to find it, right? Whatever it is. If I'm looking for, how to be a good husband, how to be a good father, how to, be a good steward of my money. If you're looking for, whatever, those things, you're going to find those things, right? But if I'm looking how to be, how to be a husband, how to be a great husband, I'm going to find specifically that. And I can possibly read over how to be a good steward of money. I could be reading it, but I will completely miss it because that's not what I'm looking for, right? So when you go into the Bible, you know exactly what you're looking for. You should know. Be intentional, be specific, and you will find it. My wife tells me, when we go into the Bible, we have to really pray about this. So, forgive me, I didn't do that with you guys, but that is something that we should do. Is when we're picking this up and before we start reading, have a moment with God and talk to Him and say, like whatever it is that you want me to see, hear, let it come to me. Let it present itself. And it will most definitely. So you just have to open yourself up to it. So, guys, that is chapter 1 of Genesis, the Bible, Holy Bible. I intend to do more of these videos. This video I'm probably not going to edit, just going to give it to you guys raw. But I will deliver more. I promise I'm going to be on top of these things now because, this is a book that I think is very important. We all should be on it. So follow me through this journey of reading this bad boy. So good. This is so good. And the more we dive into it, the more we learn, the more we understand who we are and what our purpose is here. And I will say that our purpose here is, once again, to be fruitful, multiply, serve God. And then obviously here, while we're here, we have jobs, but our jobs are not our purpose. Our purpose is to serve God, be fruitful, multiply. And as we go through the book, you'll see. It'll be more evident to you. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging in there with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.